Throughout the history of mankind, there are things that should never be unearthed, doors that should remain closed, and boxes that should stay buried in darkness forever. The Ancient Black Box, a relic no one dared to open. Episode 1. The Ancient Black Box, a cursed relic that no one has dared to open for thousands of years. But why? And what happens if someone does? In 972, on the western edge of Egypt's desert, an unmarked, nameless land with no roads and no sign of life, a team of 5 archaeologists camped for 12 days, working in total silence. No press coverage, no permits, no official records. They were chasing one goal, bordering on obsession: to find an artifact mentioned in a barely legible 18th century manuscript, something called the Ancient Black Box. At first, they thought it was just a myth, but when the map led them to a dead flat patch of land where compasses spun wildly, watches died, and radios went silent, they began to dig. Day 1, only sand. Day 3, a layer of compacted earth appeared, strangely out of place. Day 8, at over 10 meters deep, a shovel struck something solid, not stone, not metal. As they cleared the sand and shined a light, a black cube began to emerge. Dark as coal, but it didn't reflect light. Obsidian, they thought, weighing over 300 kilograms. No hinges, no locks, no seams. It was a solid block. On its surface, a single faint inscription like dried blood. Do not open. The moment the team leader read it aloud, the air around them seemed to tense. The wind stopped. A chill ran down their spines, despite the 100-degree desert heat. One man gave a nervous laugh. Someone's idea of a joke, but no one dared touch the box. That night, they argued. Should they open it? What if it's treasure? A forgotten piece of history? Or something that was meant to stay hidden? Dr. Levis, the lead archaeologist, decided, we didn't come all this way to be afraid. Tomorrow, we open it. At dawn, before sunrise, one team member went to check the dig site. The box was gone. No drag marks, no tire tracks. Nothing to suggest a 300-kilo object had been moved. It had vanished. They searched for hours, dug deeper, scanned every inch of the 500 square meters around the site. Nothing. No trace. That night, one of them disappeared. By morning, only 3 remained. The next night, 2 more fled. Now only Dr. Levis was left, sitting in the sand, staring at the spot where the box had been. In his hands, a trembling notebook. We shouldn't have come here, not to study the past, but to warn the future. They tried to warn us, and we didn't listen. Dr. Levis disappeared the next morning. No body, no clues. The camp abandoned, cameras fried, recordings wiped clean. A month later, another archaeology team passed through the same desert. They found nothing. No dig site, no camp, no sign that anyone had ever been there. Just one thing: a half-burnt notebook lying in the sand. First page missing, last page still intact, with one line scrawled in dried ink: do not open. Reaction: the ones left behind. Cairo, Egypt, 3 days later. A local newspaper headline read, Archaeology team mysteriously disappears in the White Desert. No signs of landslide, no distress signals, empty camp, no survivors. Inside a small conference room at the International Institute of Archaeology, Senior researchers, military officers, and linguists sat in silence. Projected on the wall, a blurry photo sent at 2:13 a.m. before the team vanished. The final image, a black cube resting in the sand, a dry red smear across its surface, with one line, "Do not open." No one spoke. The silence was broken by Dr. Emil Nasser, a sharp, no-nonsense linguist known for decoding dead scripts. That text isn't ancient Egyptian, it's not Latin, not Greek, not Sumerian. It's a language that's been erased from history. A military colonel slammed the table. They were trained, warned about toxins, radiation. There's no logical reason they all vanished. Unless... He paused, looked again at the image. Unless what's inside that box wasn't meant for humans. A week later, a man appeared at the Institute's front door. Thin, barefoot, clothes in tatters, beard overgrown. He claimed to be Rami El-Hassan, the last surviving member of the 1972 expedition. No one believed him, until he named every person in the team in the exact order they disappeared. I don't know how I survived. The first thing I remember, the wind stopped, like someone had hit a pause button on the world. Then one by one, they vanished. No screams, no blood, no footprints. We didn't open the box, I swear, but I think touching it was enough. He trembled, his eyes bloodshot. I heard something inside, not out loud, but in my head. Every time we closed our eyes, we saw things. A city drowned in blood, a stone gate wide open, and something faceless staring back at us. The room fell silent. Dr. Amal leaned forward, staring him down. Whatever's inside that box, it isn't a relic, it's an eye, and you are the last one it saw. That night, Rami set himself on fire in the Institute's isolation chamber. No suicide note, only one message, smeared in blood on the fireproof glass, written backwards from the inside. It has seen you, you're next. 1 month later, 3 people from the Institute died under mysterious circumstances. One never woke up, heart stopped in perfect health. Another jumped from the roof, but CCTV showed no one on the rooftop. The last, Dr. Amal, vanished from her locked office in broad daylight, left behind a burned piece of paper with 4 chilling words. I opened it, 50 years later, 2022. A group of archaeology students discovered an old tape recorder in an abandoned library in New York. The recording, dated to the 20th century, was unclassified and unmarked. The voice, shaky, distorted, whispered a final line. The box doesn't need to be opened. It just needs you to look at it long enough, and it will open you.